almost all of these images, for whatever reason, feature white men. They're blonde, they've got sharp jawlines, many of them have blue eyes.
And his anti-DEI racist policies. So it's right on track.
Part of our...
They're black, they're Latino, they're Asian, they're women, and yet the imagery is showing something entirely different.
I don't celebrate diverse people carrying out a racist policy.
My only point is that
but I think they're taking those jobs at me.
Program. Let's focus less on memes and all of this diversity woke nonsense on the internet. Let's actually give...
Hello, everybody. Guys, we got Kingpin and the MAGA CEO, Fish Ass. This segment is truly unbelievable. Can they make it any more effing clear? Let's get into the segment and we'll talk about it.
Tonight, the Labor Department is facing scrutiny over a social media campaign with illustrations that appear to be AI generated. Since Trump took office, the department's accounts have posted images mimicking the style of Norman Rockwell, or perhaps New Deal America. But even a surface level review of these posts reveals something a little curious. Despite the fact that the American labor force is diverse, and as diverse as the nation, almost all of these images, for whatever reason, feature white men. They're blonde, they've got sharp jawlines, many of them have blue eyes. And the Labor Department argues that the pattern first reported in the Washington Post isn't in fact a pattern. Quote, "The Washington Post is manufacturing outrage that doesn't exist," a spokesperson says, twisting social media posts celebrating American workers and the American dream into a race story is absurd. I mean, I don't know. I think the Washington Post is right to point out that every single image that they've posted has been of a white man, and that doesn't really make sense because this is not a country of only white men.
The irony is that 20% of the workforce is Latino, 13% of the workforce is black, and now thanks to this president, we're getting close to 400,000 black women who are out of work. So I think that these images are very parallel to the message that he intends to send to the people who continue to go out and blindly support him and his anti-DEI racist policies. So it's right on track.
Part of our strengths as a country is our diversity, our, black, brown, women, men, workforce, all the way across the board. This is just kind of silly, right? If we're going to talk about apprenticeship programs and the good things the Department of Labor is doing, pushing apprenticeship programs, doing away with this idea that you need a college degree for every job. You're seeing Republicans and Democrats embracing that alike. That impacts all Americans, and it should be reflective in the advertising as well.
I think part of it is their desire.
Exactly, Kingpin. Tell your party that. I mean, guys, I still can't put my finger on it. Why are Republicans constantly called racist and bigots? It's so strange to me. They always cry about it, always whine about it, they're always called that. I can't understand why. And can anyone please help me find little shit Michael Singleton? That little shit. Where is Byron Donald? Where is Tim Scott? How about Candace Owens? I'd love for them to speak about this segment. 100%. All those grifting cowards would excuse and defend it. These people, black Republicans out there, Hispanic Republicans. What say you punk asses? Can these people make it any more obvious as to who they identify with and who they see as outsiders? You are not and will never be part of the team. How anyone of color can vote for this party is truly beyond comprehension. It's like a Jewish person voting for the Nazi Party or the Republican Party, honestly, at this point. Unbelievable.
Desire to be who they think is the online audience for Trump supporters of the Labor Department, right? Young white men keep coming up in conversation.
It is a very online, step away from the AI type of situation.
But the irony is that they chose Norman Rockwell as the person's image, the style of art to copy. Is that Norman Rockwell, one of his most famous paintings was about Ruby Bridges as a young black girl walking to school for the first time, and he said the sin we all live with. He also, he did the Rosie the Riveter power image. He also did JFK's Peace Corps. So Norman Rockwell, his family
has a statement out. It says, if Norman Rockwell were alive today, he would be devastated to see that his own work has been marshaled for the cause of persecution toward immigrant communities and people of color. And they're also referring to DHS's use of Rockwell-inspired imagery. In addition to that, this is just a sampling of some of the other DHS images that have been posted lately. One of them, I guess, is Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I'm not really sure how that works. A lot of this stuff, this one on the far right of the USCIS hat guy, I mean, that's an internet meme. I mean, look, these are government agencies. And actually, when I look at the people who work at DHS, they are actually all races and genders and all kinds of
His
stuff.
labor secretary is Latino.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even the people who are carrying out the immigration agenda. They're black, they're Latino, they're Asian, they're women, and yet the imagery is showing something
I don't
entirely
celebrate
different.
diverse people carrying out a racist policy.
My only point is that
but I think they're taking those jobs, Abby, not because they have an ideological relationship to them, probably because they're desperate for money and work.
But it doesn't. My only point is that they are trying to gear recruitment at DHS toward white people, it seems, and that is not actually what it looks like when you actually look at
also, you were saying Norman Rockwell, it's also very similar. You can look at the pictures yourself, Google it at home, please. It's also very similar to Stalin in 1950s. A lot of this imagery is.
James.
So I actually looked that up, what Tiffany said there, and sure enough, I'll put it up here as I speak. And of course, Nick Fuentes likes Stalin, because of course he does. And think about this, guys, for a second. Just in this past month, that group chat leaked where those Republicans were called saying they love Hitler, they want gas chambers, calling black people the N-word and other disgusting things. A crap ton of text messages. JD, the vice president of the Republican Party, defended them. The vice president of the United States, but you know, he's from the Republican Party. What else was said in this past month? Oh, Mondami was a terrorist. Right. Another 9/11 is going to happen. How about that Trump nominee who got caught saying he has a Hitler streak? How about recently the platforming and playing footsies and double dutch with Nick Fuentes by Tucker Carlson? Guys, and now there's stupid AI images of all white people. Clearly, we all know what they're doing here. They're yelling to the world who they are and who they stand with. Like black and Hispanic Republicans, it's time you come home to Poppy. Come home. Jewish people out there, Poppy has space for you too. These people are out of their effing mind. There's no defending this. You got to check out what this idiot is about to say, Mr. Fish ass over here.
Well, I couldn't disagree more. You know, we're talking about memes, and we should be talking about the actual jobs.
I actually agree with you. That's exactly what we're saying.
Look, but Abby, but listen,
yeah.
let's just focus on something for a second. 70% of college grads right now are not working a full-time job in their field of study. Amazon just laid off 30,000 Americans and then went and hired 10,000 more H-1Bs, predominantly from the country of India. We have to get honest about our labor market policy, and what I want to see from President Trump is exactly what Governor DeSantis did in my state of Florida this past week. Pull the plug on the H-1B program. Let's focus less on memes and all of this diversity woke nonsense on the internet. Let's actually give white men and black men all over this country, rural and urban, a real shot at this labor market. When you have a labor market that is rigged against Americans in favor of foreigners through H-1B OPT programs, that is far more important than internet memes on the DHS website.
Oh, look, I mean, I think that you're right about the overt focus on internet memes. I think that's exactly what this conversation is about, is that this is an administration that seems to be really fixated on this type of stuff. And I am wondering, what is their plan to bring down the black unemployment rate, which has skyrocketed just in the last year under Trump? The black female unemployment rate, the Hispanic unemployment rate. I mean, these are all Americans. So
Agreed.
What is the plan?
Stop importing jobs.
But
the H-1B
But hold on,
scam.
400,000 manufacturing jobs available right now that we cannot fill. So this idea that somehow if he's importing jobs, that's what's driving unemployment, that's just not true. Then what's the problem right now? Why can't we fill these 400,000 manufacturing
The part of the
jobs?
economy that
We
is
can continue this conversation for a lot longer.
I wish they would have had a deeper conversation about this. Like every time they touch these topics, I wish they would just delve deeper. Why are the Republicans peddling this kind of crap? clearly peddling racism. Why? Why do you two Republicans on the table there, why are they doing this? Don't let them change the subject. And like Republicans think it's all cute, thinking they won't get burned peddling this disgusting, vile, noxious racism on a daily effing basis. Oh, it's just trolling. What J.D. Vance says, it's just babies, it's just little kids. Keep it up. It's already starting to bite them in the ass with this whole little civil war they're having about anti-Semitism. Which in itself is just effing amazing, because it's literally only the Jewish people they are willing to stand for. Only them. Black people? Nah. Brown people? Hell nah. And why, you may ask, is because to all their little racist factions, they all agree to dislike us black and brown people. That's very simple. That's baseline for them. That's core. But when it comes to Jewish people, it gets more into the religion. Christian nationality is a little bit different. Right? It's like the Christian nationalists battling the conspiracy theorists. Right? But it's a mess over there. It's a disgusting mess. And if you ask me if I'm worried about these idiots, of course not. They will rip each other apart. And history shows that these people are truly unevolved, their brain. Their bigotry will blind them. Always. You need allies, dumbasses. Good luck hating everyone. I mean, these people are so stupid, right? And to be so effing outward with it. Again, the bigotry blinds them. And they make irrational decisions, right? Stupid decisions is easy to say, but irrational. And like I said, like I said a few months earlier, you would think they would have learned something, right, about what happened to Charlie Kirk. Keep it up, Republicans, and have fun with those effing leopards on your side. Have effing fun with them. Good luck finding empathy. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really helps spread the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.